All right, so come into a comfortable cross-legged seated position if your knees are okay with that. I'm going to come into quite a bit of stretch and movement this morning to wake up the body for a happy Sunday here in the Northeast in the fall. And our yoga is really important at this time of the year because our bodies are looking often to hibernate, to kind of contract, to hunker down for the winter. So if you're in a warm, sunny climate right now, you might not appreciate that collapsing of the body we have here in the Northeast. But even if you're in a warm, sunny climate, waking up the body, giving it its full range of motion as often as possible is extremely important. So sit up tall here, feeling the sit bones press down, the central channel of the body lifting up. So the heart, the roof of the mouth, the crown of the head all lifts up. Shoulders roll back and down, palms face up, resting against the thighs. Close your eyes and notice particularly which parts of the body call for you today. And allow your breath to guide your attention to these parts. So as you inhale, draw your attention as if you're drawing your breath into those areas of the body. Sometimes we language it as breathe into the left thigh. Breathe into the right big toe. So whichever part of the body you're drawn to, breathe into that area. Let each new breath become a little deeper. And on the next inhale, float the arms above the head. Clasp the fingers and cross the thumbs. Pointer fingers reach up. On the next inhale, push down through the sit bones. And on the exhale, lengthen the hands just a little more. So you feel a little more stretch sensation. Resist the temptation to drop the chin towards the chest. Inhale, press down through the sit bones, and exhale a little taller. So you start to feel the arms reach up a little more. You feel a little more sensation reaching towards the sky. Like an arrow penetrating through the sky. Exhale, lift a little more if you can. Finding your edge. And when you find your edge, just notice, can I lift a little bit more on each exhale? On the next inhale, hold your breath. Hold your breath for a modest amount of time. I'll count it down, but you can let go at any time. And as I count down, reach higher and higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Let the arms float down, palms face up on the thighs, and notice how the back, shoulders make you feel a little taller right now. And then I'm going to recommend you sit on a block or a folded blanket so that you can take your right foot underneath your left leg. So the right knee is on the ground facing forward. If the right knee doesn't sit on the ground, consider bringing a cushion or a blanket underneath it. And then take the left knee over the right knee. So you see your left foot's on the right side of your body, your right foot's on the left side of the body, and the knees are compacted as much as you feel comfortable. If you would like a little bit of support between the top knee and the bottom knee, once again you can use a folded blanket or towel. Sit up tall here, good posture. Shoulders roll back and down in shoelace pose. On the next inhale, bring the arms behind the back and fold your arms. Let the shoulders gently come back. Sit up a little taller. Start to feel the stretch sensation across the front of the body. Let the crown of the head lift up. And on the next inhale, float the arms up. Clasp the fingers, and when you clasp the fingers this time, clasp them in the non-habitual clasp. So change the arrangement of the fingers so it's not habitual. Point the fingers up, cross the thumbs. As you inhale, push down through the sit bones. As you exhale, lift up taller. Inhale, press down through the sit bones. Exhale, lift up a little taller. You should be feeling nice and tall this morning. Exhale, lift a little more. And on the next exhale, float the hands down and forward. Hinge over those front legs. Drop the head towards the knee. Resting your hands gently on the floor beside you. Feeling the stretch sensations this brings into the outside of the hips, the low back. And if you'd like to, walk your hands forward away from the body. Feeling even more stretch sensation here. Walking the hands back. Come up into shoelace pose. Grab your feet and let the thumbs gently massage the arches. Just push into the arches of the feet. And then lean back into your hands and lift your legs up into the air and cross the legs in the opposite direction. And that doesn't have to be elegant. And then bringing the bottom knee down, top knee opposite side. Feeling yourself on this side of the body. Noticing particularly if the hips are symmetrical or feel very different from one side to the other. For most of us, it should be quite a strong asymmetrical feeling. And that puts you in the quote unquote normal category. But because we've become creatures of habit, we've lost a lot of our primal ability to balance on each side, or to feel equilibrium on each side. Inhale, sit up, feel the crown of the head lift up. Take a deep breath in, exhale, fold the arms behind you. Pull the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades, open the chest. Big stretch in the front of the body. Inhale, release, float the hands up in the non-habitual clasp. Point your fingers up, cross the thumbs, and reach up. Reach up. And this time, lift the chin and look up. Feel the back of the neck as you look up and reach up a little more. Exhale, float the hands down, bend the head down towards the knee. Feeling the back, feeling the hips, and walking the hands out if you like. Gently return. Notice how you feel. Uncrossing the legs. Come off your block or whatever you were sitting on. Come onto your mat, onto all fours, facing the top of the mat. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, tabletop. Lift the gaze, sacred cow, tighten the arms, and then exhale, rounding the back, angry cat. So just working your cat and cow. Good. Really let the head move here if you can. Lifting the chin up as you come into sacred cow. Dropping the chin down as you round. Feeling the whole spine involved. And when you come into sacred cow, lift that tailbone. Really feel that low back. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone, angry cat. Use your abdominal muscles to really pull that tailbone forward. On the next inhale, extend the left leg back, drop the ball of the foot onto the mat and push out through the heel bone. Let's get into that left leg right now. Stretch the calf. Stretch the hamstring. Lengthen through that left leg. Change sides. Bring the left knee forward. Take that right foot back. Drop the ball of the foot. Feel the pads of the toes bite into the mat. And then, using that friction, push into that right heel. Stretching out the back of that right leg. Delicious stretch. Bring that right knee back. Drop down onto your elbows. So you're in like a tabletop with a sloping top. Keep the neck relaxed. Curl the toes of the feet. And lift the knees off the floor. And as you lift the knees off the floor, bring the head back. Shoulder blades open. And straighten the legs. Pressing the heels back. Stretching the back of both legs in dolphin pose. Pressing down through the forearms, pressing through those heels. Keep a lot of sensation in the back of the legs, giving this time in dolphin as a way to stretch the back of the legs. Head keeps coming towards the feet. Breathe here. A lot of intensity in dolphin. Let the shoulder blades come apart. Push down through the heels a little more. And then release, bend the knees. Sink back into child pose, letting everything relax. Bring the hands onto the heels, resting the arms into embryo. And then inhale, come forward, come onto one side of the body into Cleopatra Pose. Lining up the head, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles, one straight line. Curl the toes back and lift that top leg up and down. Just feeling the outer and inner thighs in the legs today, feeling how the hips can open through that movement. Inhale, hold that top foot up, and then if you can, take that bottom foot up towards the top foot and down. So you're moving that bottom leg now, feeling a whole different range of motion. And then bring the two together up nice and high. Keep that head elevated if you can, and lift the shoulder and the hand off the ground from the head that's supporting. If you can find your balance point here, come into side boat. Feeling the legs work here, feeling the core, the obliques. Exhale, gently release, come onto the belly. On the belly, stack the hands under the forehead. Rest the elbows, feet out nice and wide, Charlie Chaplin feet, and feel the hip flexors relax. Let the shoulders relax. Bring the feet together. Point the toes, lift the head, and reach the hands out like you're flying through the air, like a super person, flying through the air. Look ahead, arms are lifted, feet are lifted, knees are lifted. Reaching, stretching, going a little further. And then exhale, relax, open the feet out wide, rest the head. Roll onto the other side into Cleopatra. And start your leg lifts when you're ready. Top leg. There you go. Holding the top leg up, let's bring that bottom foot up and down. Good. Now bring them together. Keep that head off the ground. Try to lift the shoulder off the ground. Other hand over. Find your boat pose. It might be a little rocky out there, a little choppy in the water, a little windy, a few waves. Good. For 3, 2, come onto your back. Ha. And on your back, straighten the legs. Reach the hands over the head. Palms face the sky. Palms face the sky. Bend the knees and bring the knees up so the shins are parallel to the ground. Point the toes. Lift the head and lift the hands up. Palms face up beside the hips. Feeling a little abdominal crunch here. If you can, extend the legs. If you can, reach the arms over the head, hollow rock. Reach, point through the toes, reach with the fingers for 3, 2, exhale, come down, hug the knees, roll from side to side, and if you're human, go ha. If you're a machine, you can remain quiet, unaffected, But if you're mortal, let out any tension. Roll all the way to one side, curl up into a little ball. Press up onto all fours, facing the top of the mat. Curl the toes, tighten the arms, lift the knees, push the hips back, bent knee, down dog. Spread the weight through the hands, lengthen the arms, lengthen the spine, feel the ribs against the thighs. Look at your feet, lengthen through the arms a little more, and then press the heels back into your downward dog. Walk the feet to the top of the mat and come into a forward fold. Just hang out here. Straighten the left leg, bend the right knee, and then switch. Straighten the right leg, bend the left knee. So your feet are not leaving the mat, you're just bending the knee and pushing one hip back so the other leg can straighten. Let the torso dangle here. The next time you come to neutral, grab hold of the elbows and dangle. Knees can be soft. Hold the elbows and pull them down towards the ground. So feel that pulling motion. You're pulling against the elbow on each side. Push the buttocks back a little more so you feel the rib cage on your thighs. And lift the gaze and lift the elbows. Lift the gaze, lift the elbows, look under your elbows, and then slowly press through the heel bones, coming all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Elbows above the head. Lift the arches of the feet. Press down through the heel bone. Lift the kneecaps without locking. Squeeze the buttocks. Lift the ribs up more. Keep the head neutral. Now start to lift your elbows up. Lift your elbows up as if someone's pulling you up by the elbows. Lift up a little more. Lift up a little more. Lift up a little more. Feel your feet come off the ground almost. Exhale, float the hands out beside you. Mountain pose. Close the eyes and feel the sensations in the legs, shoulders, arms. Sun breaths. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, swan dive down gracefully to the earth. Feel the back of the legs here. Inhale, pike, hands to the shins, lengthen. Press the back of the legs back, shoulders away from the ears, long back. Exhale, dangle to the earth. Drop the hips, lift the gaze, lift the hands, reverse swan dive, keeping the back safe. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, prayer. 5 more in your own time, working with your breath, feeling the flow of the sun breath. You can move faster than me, slower than me. If you find a part of the sun breath where you just want to hang out for a few breaths, hang out. You can do more than 5, less than 5. Good. That's it. Just listen to your body this morning. Ultimately, your body is really your teacher. It's a very wise part of our being, the body. It has a lot of wisdom stored up. Think about all the inherited DNA traits we carry in each cell, dating way back to prehistoric times. The body has inherited the past. It knows so much more than our conscious knowledge that we could ever read about. So if you take the time, this is the last sun breath. Exhale, prayer. Finding a way back to Samatiti pose of attention. Letting everything go. Feeling the movement of all the verticality of the body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, pike. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step the left foot back, drop the left knee. Bring the hands under the heart. And feel that back hip open up as you lean forward. Shoulders come back, ribs lift up, crown of the head comes forward. Push down in that back knee. Curl the toes of the back foot, lift the back knee and push back through the back heel. Open up a little more. Then drop the knee. Bring the hands to the thigh. Stabilize. Make sure that front foot is stable, left knee is stable, and then float up, kneeling warrior. Bring the right hand forward, left hand back. Look back at that left hand. Open twist. Come back to kneeling warrior. Revolve twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, unwind, kneeling warrior. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot high to the sky, three-legged dog. And then step that left foot forward, drop the right knee. Look for that stability, keep the hands under the heart. Crown of the head comes forward, shoulders back and down, ribs lift, pressing down into that bottom knee, lengthening. And then, if you can, curl the toes, lift the right knee, come into runner's stretch. Feeling the hips here. Drop that knee. Float the hands to that left thigh. Stabilize. Get the legs right. Front knee perpendicular to the ankle. Shoulders back, reach up. Kneeling warrior, exalted warrior. Open twist, left hand forward, right hand back. Look back at that right hand. Keep that left knee pushing outwards, not inwards. Inhale, kneeling warrior. coming back, lifting up. Revolve twist, right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, kneeling warrior. Step back, downward dog. Inhale, come through to high plank. Drop knees, chest, and chin in Swan. Inhale, Cobra Pose. Drop the feet, the hips, lift the head, lift the shoulders, shoulders back, squeeze the shoulders, open the heart, chest up. Keep the elbows bent, low back bend. Exhale, come down into television watching pose. Bend your knees and straighten your knees. Just feel that bending and straightening. Feel the hamstrings and the quadriceps pumping away here. Feel the knee joint. Feel that in the low back. The next time you bend the knees, hold them back. Reach back with the left hand and grab the left foot. And if you can, reach back with the right hand and grab the right foot. And feel bow pose. Feel the sensations here. You can always use a strap here around the ankles and hold a strap if you cannot reach the ankles. Now start to press the feet into the hands, and as you do, start to feel the knees lift off the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades and feel the heart open and lift off the ground. Push the feet a little bit more and lift the knees a little bit more. See if you can bring the thighs off the ground. Lift the head. The knees are going to want to flare out here. Keep them in as much as you can. That feels natural. Don't do it so much that it feels painful. Lift a little higher. Lift the chin a little bit higher. Lift the corners of the mouth a little bit. For 3, 2, exhale, release. Stack the hands. Rest the head. Let the feet come out into Charlie Chaplin feet. Relax the whole body. Bring the feet back together, hands under the shoulders, come up to tabletop, and feel your back bend in cat and cow. Feel what happened in that back bend. Move the spine. On the next inhale, curl the toes, downward dog. Right foot high to the sky, three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward. This time keep the left knee lifted. Hands under the heart, runner's stretch. Make sure the feet have plenty of width between them. You don't want to look back and see that left foot behind the right foot. You want it to the left of the mat, the right foot to the right of the mat. So there's plenty of hip width distance apart, plenty of stability. So as you bring your hands to the thigh, you feel very stable. Bring that left hip forward, keep the hip square, right leg strong, pressing down on the heel bone, shoulders back, chin neutral or slightly lifted. Lift the hands, warrior one. Right hand forward, left hand back, come into your twist. Keep that right knee out to the right, pinky toe grounded. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, revolve twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. Keep that right knee pressing to the center. Inhale, come back. Exhale, hands under the heart. Step back, downward dog. Woo! Lengthen through the spine. Hello, warrior one. Left foot high to the sky, three-legged dog. Bring the left foot forward, hands under the heart, runner's stretch. So in runner's stretch, this is a great time to look at your feet, make sure they're stable. Right hip comes forward, left hip comes back. Make sure that left knee is perpendicular to the ankle, not cantilevered past. Hands to the thigh. Reach up, warrior one. Come into the open twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, reach up. Big reach. Revolve twist. Right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, come up. Warrior one. Hands under the heart. Bring that left knee back, tabletop. Let's come into cat and cow. Step the left foot back, curl the toes, stretch out through the calf. Right foot back, push-up pose, push through both heels, tuck the tailbone. That's it, tuck the tailbone. Feel your plank. Drop knees, chest, chin, inchworm. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, relax onto the belly. Crocodile pose. Stack the hands, rest the forehead. Feet out, Charlie Chaplin. Relax the hip flexors. Knees together. Television watching pose. Bend the feet, the knees, and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Notice how different this feels from the first time you did it. The next time you bend, look over that left shoulder and grab your right foot with the left hand. So you've crossed over to the other foot. And bring that foot back. And then if you can, reach around and grab the other foot. You can drop your head for now. I've got my toes. I haven't really got my ankles, so I've got my toes. Right hand has left foot. Left hand has right foot. And push the hip flexors into the earth. Push the belly into the earth. And then start to open the shoulder blades. Sorry, close the shoulder blades and open the chest. Flare open the chest. Lift the head off the ground. So head and shoulders off the ground. Now start to push the feet into the hands. And as you do, feel the kneecaps lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Push the feet. Come into cross bow. Push the feet. Lift the heart a little bit more. Lift the crown of the head. Shoulder blades squeeze. Lift the knees. Push the feet into the heart. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Charlie Chaplin. Crocodile pose. Exhale, hands under the heart, knees on the mat, tabletop, cat and cow, and feel how that crossbow back bend has left your spine feeling. Inhale, neutral curl the toes, downward dog. Press the heels back, lengthen through the arms, lengthen through the spine, spread the weight through the hands, press the heels a little more. Feel the low back after that back bend. And then walk the hands to the top, feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Exhale, prayer samatiti. So facing the long edge of your mat, widen the feet. Lift the arms up, and as long as your limbs are fairly average, the wrist and the ankle line up so you have that nice pentacle shape. If you have short arms and long legs, it won't quite work. And if you have long arms and short legs, you'll feel like you're coming into the splits. So you want a moderate opening, not the splits. Slightly rotate the feet inwards so you've got a slight pigeon toe, just slight. Bring your hands to the hips, push the pelvis back, push the pelvis back so you hinge at the hips. Feel the back of the legs here. Drop the hands underneath the heart. If the hands don't easily come to the floor, use a block or blocks. So you choose. Feel the back of the legs. Now soften the knees a little bit so there's a slight bend in the knees, and let the torso dangle, let the arms dangle, cross the arms. And if you can, clasp your hands behind your skull, behind your neck. And feel the weight of the arms relax and pull the head down. And then start to grip the skull with a little more strength and pull the back of the neck down towards the ground. Squeeze and pull down towards the ground. And then release, bring the hands to the ground or the block. Left hand under the heart, right hand to the hip. Bring that right shoulder back and look towards the ceiling. Feel the back left inner thigh. Lift the right hand to heaven. And then bring it down. Right hand under the heart. Left hand to the hip. Bring the left shoulder back, look up towards the ceiling. Get the twist here. Feel that right inner thigh. Bring that right shoulder back a little more. Lift the left hand to the sky. Exhale, float down. Walk the hands out in front of you, wide-legged downward dog. Push your hips back. Let the head relax. And then keeping the weight in the hands, bend the knees and come down onto the knees slowly. And come onto your shins into Vajrasana if that feels appropriate on the shins and the top of the feet. If it doesn't, consider bringing 1 or 2 blocks underneath the hips to take the pressure off for a moment. Palms face up on the thighs, elbows back. Feel your posture and feel how the body is responding to your practice this morning. Notice if it feels any warmer, more open. Notice how the legs feel, hips. And just for the next 2 minutes of practice, start to gently sway the hips from side to side so you feel a little rocking. And follow your body's impulses. So you might start to change shapes spontaneously, gently, very gently. And when you come into the shapes, whatever shapes you choose, you don't have to stay on your knees. You can come down onto your belly or back. You can stand up. But just start to notice where your body leads you over these 2 minutes. And each one of us is going to have a different pathway here. Just listening to your body, noticing the body. And I'm going to recommend that you kind of come into about 50% of your normal pose. So you're not overly stretching, not overly strengthening, but you're feeling 50 to 75% of the movement. So it's not huge, it's just allowing you to flow from shape to shape. Just noticing where it takes you. And take another 30 seconds here, wherever you are in your latian, to make your way down to your back. And when you make your way down to your back, continue to move in your flow of latian, but you're on the back. And when you come into true latian, you start to feel almost a current that moves you. Your moves become very, very subtle, very connected, very fluid, like you're in a current of energy. You're not jerking from shape to shape. You're simply surrendering to a natural, primal, almost baby-like absorption into the sensations of movement. Feeling the movement guide you. And over the next 5 breaths or so, let the feet arrive on the mat, knees together, hands out to the side, palms face up. Giving yourself time to balance out your Lattian, or let it end sweetly. Just feeling the knees together, slightly touching, feet slightly pigeon-toed apart, low back releasing and settling. And then walk the feet back towards your hips a little bit, knees separated. Lift the pelvis into the air, just a very modest bridge pose for now. And bring the shoulders back towards the feet, coming into a little deeper bridge pose. Push the hips up a little higher, coming into a deeper bridge pose. Back of the neck long, a little higher, and then exhale, release. Exhale, release. If you have a block handy or a bolster, grab the block or bolster and lift the pelvis and bring the pelvis down onto your block into a supported bridge. So you don't want it any thicker than the thin edge of the block. Bring both knees up and hug both knees towards the shoulders. Feel this in the shoulder blades. Keep the knees wide so the belly is between the thighs. Relax the shoulder blades. And then push the knees together, ankles together, and lift the feet into the sky. Grab the back of the hamstrings, point and flex the feet. Pull the hamstrings towards you a little more, towards your head. You can bend your knees, bring your hands down to the floor. Now, you can continue to use the block as a foundation for this supported inversion, or you can push down with the hands, bringing the knees back towards the head, lifting the hips off the ground, and then bringing the hands under the low back to support the low back. And as you support the low back, start to engage the abdominals, tuck the tailbone, and lift the feet up, straightening the legs into half shoulder stand. So you feel the weight over the tricep muscles of the arm, not so much into the neck or elbow. Tuck the tailbone a little more, point the feet a little more, lift up a little more. For those people who like the plow pose, you can start to bring the feet over the head, knees bent or straight, and drop the hands to the earth if that helps. Coming into plow. And whichever variation of your inversion you've chosen, start to make your way back down, gently, safely, Use your hands for support. And when you're back on the block, you can drop your feet and remove the block. Bring the knees together, feet apart, and feel the low back release after that inversion. And then come into Shavasana. Now your Shavasana can be whatever makes the body feel like you could simply rest. It could be legs extended. It could be knees together. It could be butterfly pose. You could be curled up into fetal pose on the side body. You could lie on your belly into Shavasana. See which Shavasana attracts you the most. And explore that Shavasana. Find that shape that brings you the deepest letting go, like you've fallen asleep, until all you sense is the gentle movement of the breath. That's the only thing moving. Let your attention find the breath once more. Becoming aware of the ambient sounds in your space. And begin small movements of the digits, and the limbs. And let those movements and the awareness of your space and your breath, let them turn into a stretch of some sort. And let that stretch begin your journey to a seated conclusion. However you naturally find your way coming up to a seat. A comfortable seat. Feel the spaciousness that you've created in your own body. Where the body moves from being a home to a temple, a spacious temple. You bring your hands together in gratitude for this new day and for each other's company. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me.